Most people spend their lives being spectators. They watch the world happen to them, like leaves caught in a storm. They are told to choose a side. You can be the virtuous Stoic, the man of stone who endures hardship with a silent smile, but is often trampled by those with fewer morals. Or you can be the ruthless Machiavellian, the strategist who wins at any cost, but loses his soul in the process. The algorithm of power, however, rewards the hybrid. The man who is a Stoic in his heart, but a Machiavellian in his tactics. This is the synthesis of the predator and the monk. It is the ability to remain internally unshakable, while externally maneuvering with cold, calculated precision. If you are tired of being a secondary character in a story written by others, it is time to change your frequency. Today, we initiate a protocol for the elite. We are going to break down the 7 laws of the Machiavellian Stoic. We are going to build a mind that cannot be broken, and a strategy that cannot be seen. Law 1. The fortress of selective ignorance. Machiavelli once wrote that the first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. But for the Stoic, the most important men are the opinions of the crowd. Look at the world today. It is a factory of noise. Everyone is shouting. Everyone is begging for a gaze. Your first task is to build a fortress of selective ignorance. Most people leak their power by reacting to every insult, every headline, and every piece of gossip. They are emotionally fragile. The Machiavellian Stoic knows that attention is the ultimate currency. When you react, you pay. When you remain indifferent, you own. You must learn to move through the world as if 99% of the noise does not exist. You aren't being rude. You are being economical with your soul. In the darkness of the mind, your greatest weapon is the information they think they have about you, but do not. Law 2. The master of the masquerade. The world is a stage of masks. To believe otherwise is a fatal mistake. Most people wear masks. They don't even realize they have on. They are slaves to their social personas. The Machiavellian Stoic, however, treats his persona like a suit of armor. You must be able to play the role the situation demands. If the room needs a listener, be the most attentive man there. If the room needs a leader, speak with the authority of a king. But internally, you remain the observer. You are the eye in the dark. Never let the character you are playing for the world bleed into the man you are in the dark. This is strategic detachment. By the time they realize who you actually are, the game is already over. You aren't hiding your light. You are making sure it only shines on the targets you choose. Law 3. Silence the shouters. In the world of dark psychology, there is a concept called reactive control. If your enemy can make you angry, they can predict your next move. if they can predict you, they can defeat you. Look at the faces of the crowd. They are frozen in a state of perpetual outrage. This is how your enemies and your insecurities look to a trained mind. They are noise without substance. A Stoic realizes that an insult is merely a vibration in the air. It has no power unless you give it permission to land. When someone tries to provoke you, look at them with the cold curiosity of a scientist. Do not argue. Do not defend. Simply watch. When you stop reacting, you become the most dangerous person in the room. Because a man who cannot be provoked is a man who cannot be controlled. Pause for a moment and look at the path you are currently on. Most people consume this knowledge as entertainment. They listen, but they do not change. They remain shouters in a world of noise. If you are different, if you intend to actually master these laws, then use this silence to anchor your intention. Subscribe to this channel, not to grow my numbers, but to signal to yourself that you have moved from a spectator to a strategist. Let's move to Law 4, the alchemy of detached ambition. We are taught to chase wealth and status as if they are permanent. Machiavelli taught us to be bold in our pursuit, but the Stoic adds the crucial filter. Memento mori. Remember that you will die. Everything you chase will eventually turn to ash. This is the reality of every external win. If you crave the prize too much, the prize owns you. The Machiavellian Stoic pursues excellence with everything he has, but he is internally ready to walk away from it all in a single heartbeat. This liquid detachment is your superpower. When you aren't afraid to lose, you have a level of leverage that no one else can match. You can make the moves others are too terrified to make, because their identity is tied to their bank account. Yours is tied to your character. Law 5, the surveillance of the self. To control the world, you must first have absolute surveillance over your own mind. You must become the eye that never sleeps. Most people are strangers to themselves. They act on impulses they don't understand and cravings they can't control. The Machiavellian Stoic monitors his internal state like a hawk. When you feel a craving for validation, you catch it. When you feel a seed of envy, you crush it. These hands reaching from the darkness are your own weaknesses trying to pull you back into the herd. You must stay in the watchtower. The moment you lose self-awareness is the moment you become a pawn in someone else's game. Your internal void is not a place of fear. It is your laboratory of power. Law 6, the wisdom of the scroll. Power without wisdom is just a slow form of suicide. Every man who has ever built an empire and kept it was a student. Machiavelli studied the ancients. Marcus Aurelius studied the soul. You must study both. Don't just watch videos. Analyze the patterns. If you understand human nature, you can predict the future. While the world is distracted by the latest outrage, you are studying the timeless laws of power. You are building a monument that time cannot erode. Knowledge is the only thing the void cannot take. Law 7, calculated vulnerability. Rarely, You must show a crack. A man who is too perfect is mistrusted. Machiavelli knew that a leader must be loved and feared, but never hated. Use your moments of humanity strategically. Show the world a controlled glimpse of your struggle, to make them feel connected to you, while your true plans remain 10 moves ahead. This is the final law. To be untouchable, you must occasionally seem reachable. It is the ultimate deception of the silent prince. If you have made it this far, to the end of this transmission, it means you are no longer part of the noise. You are part of the signal. You have the heart of a Stoic and the mind of a strategist. The road ahead is lonely, but the view from the peak is clear. I do not ask for likes. I do not ask for subscribers. I ask for commitment. If you are ready to move in silence, if you are ready to rule in the dark, comment the word "Untouchable" below. It tells me who is truly part of this new council. The world is getting louder. It's time for you to get quieter. Go now. Rule in the dark.